start.
Start video.
We're going to surgery.
That's
so funny.
No, this is what they're doing that.
Who's that?
You step after that?
Yeah. Honey, I have to.
Oh, they're cooking? Is that the
We're
host?
not muted, so.
Is that the host?
I think so. I don't know where.
I don't.
Folks, I think you need to mute yourself. I'm not seeing her.
There on the right corner, hit the blue button that says mute.
That's some kitchen. Don't go to the first kitchen.
Yay, Steph Curry.
That one. This one.
That's the cook.
I know, that's some kitchen.
Beautiful.
Can't open that one up bigger, huh?
Oh, these are Wish kids.
Can you hear us in the kitchen? Maybe, maybe not. Nope, nope.
Yes.
Yes.
I can hear you in the kitchen.
Okay, fantastic.
Oh, we're not hearing you. Are you saying something?
No. Oh, there.
Okay. All right. It'd be fun to see Vernon Jeffrey.
I saw him.
Where's the sound?
I think he's not talking.
Seems like you gotta be talking. There you go.
Switch camera.
Participants.
Oh, you can hear voice. No, raise your hand.
I don't know if we can hear anything.
There we go.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear us? Yes. Can you hear us?
He's gonna talk about how.
I know, I'm trying to, I don't think I can hear anything.
When you turn that fan on.
Betsy, give a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Yay!
Hey, awesome.
And we can hear the dog.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Jane. Hi, Betsy. It's Lucia and Scott. Hello.
Betsy, Connor wanted to say hi before he went to sleep.
Here we are.
I want to stand like this.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put everybody on mute so you can hear one more video.
Go to the left like we did last time.
Sounds good, man.
I know, I'm trying.
Great to see you guys. Glad you're here.
You want to put this back in the refrigerator?
Okay, here you guys go. Here's what's going on here right now. Hold on. Why, I don't have any sound, that's my problem. Well, this is the Make-A-Wish thing.
We're not hearing any sounds.
And we don't have video, right? So. We don't have video, right? I can probably get out of the.
Mute.
It's not microphone, it's, what do you call it? When you turned on the camera.
Bluetooth. Well, it's probably cameras are off again and people talk this. So start it up again. And say, join. Yeah, turn your camera on your That's it on the kitchen.
Back to the kitchen. Well, I guess that was like an intro.
Okay,
It doesn't work with any of my Bluetooth.
Yes, I'm gonna disconnect it.
Donated that got this, but maybe they're just not doing this.
For 40 years, you've helped Make-A-Wish make the stars align. Because when we come together, you will shine.
Wow.
Okay. Now I can hear it. Use my ear.
We're not done. Help us make it.
Are we ready?
Good.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bricoleur. How about a wave? Wave your hand so I can see that you guys are having fun and you're already ready. Are we ready for that? Yay, this is going to be an awesome night. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
I am Betsy Byrne. It's hard to see me. I've got a fabulous Make-A-Wish type of scarf on, sporting my blue scarf. And you'll notice all of our friends at Bricoleur are wearing our
Let's go to the
Make-A-Wish
app.
scarves. We are so glad you guys are here. Let me introduce you to the cast of characters, if I might. Let me start later. Mark, our good friend who is doing this for us, the owner of Bricoleur and the master of this whole evening tonight. Mark, let me hand it over to you to tell us a little bit about what's going on.
I'd like to welcome everyone to Quarantine Kitchen for Make-A-Wish. We're very excited that everyone has joined us. It's such an amazing organization to help out these kids. And I know we're all excited to participate and help them out. before tonight, I'd like all of you to take out your bottle of Zinfandel, to get a corkscrew, to open up the bottle of wine. We're going to let it breathe. Oh, some of you are already drinking it, which is pretty good. It's good. We'll talk a little bit about the wine as we get going, but I want everyone to open up the Zin, enjoy. The Zin is kind of a special wine to us, which we'll talk about later. My wife's great-grandfather was Pietro Carlo Rossi, who made wine for Italian Swiss colony in the late 1800s, and he helped put Zinfandel on the map, so we're pretty excited by that. So let that breathe for those of you that have two wines, or take a sip. For the rest of you, I'd like you to grab your Brut, and let's open a little Brut. We can start with a toast, and we'll do an introduction.
Unplug and speak.
What? So for those of you that have the Brut or have a little champagne, I'm going to tell you a trick. This is flying by the seat of our pants, our bubbly. And one of the things here at Bricoleur, and when you all get to come join us, is we want to celebrate life's moments with you. One of the things our family really wanted to do is charity events just like this. But I will say, we didn't want to do them virtually. We wanted to do them in person. So we're looking forward to a real live event with everyone in the future. But in the meantime, we want to celebrate life's moments virtually. And this is our North Coast Brut, which is perfect for celebrating life's moments. Our winemaker and our tasting room director taught me a trick because I had no idea how to open a bubbly wine or a champagne. And the key is you don't just open it and it shoots against the ceiling. You actually turn the bottle of the bottle just carefully, and then it pops off nicely. So we're going to start by having a Bricoleur toast here.
This is the best part of the job right now, let me just tell you. I'm taking one for all of you, okay? I see you, Tilly Ross. This is for you and Del, okay? How do I do this? Am I allowed to lift this a little? Okay. Okay.
Shane?
I'll wait till we do a toast. Pour your glasses. If you don't have sparkly, pour something so we
pour
can all
some
toast
gin,
together.
pour some whatever you have.
Glasses up, a glass of water's fine too.
The key, I'd like everyone to celebrate each other. Let's celebrate the children, and let's have a good time tonight. So cheers.
All right, cheers to all of you. Chin chin.
We're going to turn away and just do a little drink. I've got this perfected.
Okay. All right, let me tell you a couple of things. So I'm so glad you all are here tonight. And here's just a couple of things I want to tell you about. Number one, we're celebrating, and I love that we had a toast together, because part of that toast is to also toast many of our families and our wish kiddos right now whose wishes have been postponed during this. And one of the things I'm going to ask you to do, and I'll do it towards the end, but I'll say it to you now, if you haven't done a message of hope yet for our kiddos, go to our website and check it out. Just welcome them, get excited for them, share your enthusiasm for our message. We would love that. I'm also just want to tell you that I'm grateful that you're here tonight. We're going to tell you a little bit more about what's going to go on, and we're going to do some great cooking with Chef Shane. But I think one of the other things that we're going to do is we have a very, very generous gift tonight from our friends at Bricoleur. They are matching any of our text to give that we're going to do. I want you all to know that thanks to your generosity tonight, we are really close to granting one wish. With their gift today, we are close to doing two. So if you all think about it, you drink plenty of this delicious wine, you have the fabulous meal, and you say, you know what, I want to help out a little. Let's do some text to give. We've got about $4,000 to raise. That's not the point of tonight. The point of tonight is to be together and celebrate our wish kids and to celebrate these wonderful people for their meal. But if in the back of your mind you're having fun, think about it. We'd love to do it. And I would show you this absolutely beautiful corkscrew that goes perfectly in opening their wines, except that I put it in a non-socially distant place. So I can't find it right now, but I will show it to you. Anyway, this is fabulous. Let's, I do want to say one other thing. We have tonight, amongst a fabulous group of board members and regional advisory council members and committee members, we have longtime supporters, Lucia Gilbertson, and I can't see her right now. It's her birthday, so could we do another toast for Lucia? She has worked with us on Wishes and Wine Country events, and everybody probably knows Lucia and Scott, so here's to you guys. And anybody else's whose birthday tonight, here's to you.
Cheers.
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 I'll turn around, drink that. Okay, socially distant. Okay. All righty. So I think the big thing is it's time for us to get started, right? So I'm gonna.
Can you tell everyone about how to text to give? A lot of people have a question.
Right. Okay. Texting to give. Let me tell you very quickly. If you want to do that, you're going to text WISH to 91999 to donate. It's also in the chat on your Zoom. And we'll put that in the chat. If you're not certain, let me say it one more time. WISH, W-I-S-H, to 91999. Okay? Go ahead and text if you want to do that, because we're going to get our hands messy. I have my gloves on. You don't need those in the comfort of your own home, but here we're trying to be smart. Okay? And if we're ready to go, I'd like to introduce you to the fabulous Chef Shane.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shane McAnally. I'm the executive chef here at Bricoleur. And in case you missed it, I don't know if we were super specific about it. If you drag your mouse over the bottom of all the faces, there's a little button that'll pop up that says chat, and that puts a little chat on the right side of your screen so that a lot of the questions will get answered over there. We got the Make-A-Wish team answering questions. We got our team here answering questions. So as we go, if there's anything that you can't keep up with in the cooking or questions for Betsy or Mark, just go ahead and throw them in there. Tonight we are cooking Strozzapreti All'Amatriciana, which is a very classic kind of mother pasta from Rome. You guys all have black pepper pasta, and because so many of you got it, we just have plain because we ran out of black pepper. But all the same, first things first, we should have a pot of pasta water on your stove. So big enough to cook your pasta. And then the ingredients, we have one thing that was like a do ahead that we sent an email out. If you had the can of San Marzano tomatoes, it should be blended. So there's a lot of start and stop in this tonight. We'll have Carrie talking, so you'll have plenty of time to get that done. But if you can get your blender out to blend your tomatoes, if you want to go rustic, you could just dump your tomatoes into a bowl and kind of squeeze them by hand, because 100 years ago, that's how they did it. And that's still how a lot of people do it. Yeah, so first thing we're going to do is start prepping our ingredients. This is going to be like the prep section where we get everything kind of ready to go.
Chef Shane, do we want Sarah to give a little tutorial on everything first?
On the chat, he just went through the chat.
Okay. Come in.
Come on, Sarah.
Come on, Sarah.
We're going to have fun tonight.
Hi, guys. I'm Sarah. I'm one of the founders along with Mark's daughter. Sorry, I was fixing the audio issue, so I ran out of the screen. But we're super excited to partner with Make-A-Wish on this virtual experience, and we're hoping to do an in-person one soon. Just like Shane announced, we will keep you all muted, and feel free to text us any questions you have regarding the recipe, the wine. When Carrie, our winemaker, speaks, you can also type in questions that you may have on tasting notes or winemaking practices. And then we'll also keep you updated on the Wish fundraiser and, you know, how we are with raising money and all of that throughout. So we look forward to cooking with you all, and we hope you enjoy. And we will be recording this. We will our YouTube, and then the Make-A-Wish team will also get a copy of it, and they will be able to email it out as well. But enjoy.
Great.
Awesome.
All right.
So yeah, like I said, first thing we're gonna do is get all of our mise en place, as we call it in the kitchen, all of our prep done. And then we're gonna have some breaks, and then we'll do we'll cook the pasta, then we'll take another break, and then we're gonna cook the or not cook, we're gonna plate everything up. So first thing we're doing is gonna slice an onion. So the sauce we're doing is a very classic, really simple tomato sauce. San Marzano tomatoes, a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic, some fresh herbs, a little bit of chili, some pancetta. It's one of those recipes because it is such a classic. Depending on where you are in Italy, you know, it could be, it'll differ from house to house on how they do it. You know, it's controversial if you put an onion in it. I just like how the onion tastes, so we're putting an onion in it. But somebody's grandmother might not put an onion, so then they'll fight you about putting an onion in Amatriciana. But we're doing onions. So first thing we're gonna do is cut the root end off and the bottom of the onion off, and we're gonna cut this in half. So the recipe only calls for half an onion. So I'm gonna pass half my onion over to Betsy and Mark, and then we're just going vertically, just cutting that in half. And you guys can take that, and we're gonna peel that outer skin off. Discard that here.
Okay.
And then we're gonna slice this kind of as thin as we can get it. So just yeah, man, look at you. I gotta keep up with Betsy. This cut is called julienne. Just one of the basic knife cuts, but the thinner you get it, the faster it'll cook in the pan. And this isn't a long stewed sauce. It's kind of pretty quick, and so we want to get these nice and thin. So we'll just put those on a plate, like so. Here's one for you, Betsy. You can use this one.
Thank you.
And so, like I said, all we're doing right now is getting our prep done. We're not cooking anything yet. We do have a pot of pasta water on the back. That water should be as salty as the sea. So for my, I think it's like a 10-quart pasta pot. We probably have a good cup and a half. Just taste it. When you put your salt in there, it should taste like when you get ocean water in your mouth when you're swimming. It's actually a really important step that a lot of home cooks miss, because when you go to, you know, a really great pasta restaurant, their water is super salty, and it's also a really kind of important ingredient in the cooking process that we'll talk about a little bit later. So the next thing we're doing is gonna clean our garlic. So we have a head of garlic here. We're just gonna put the root end down on the board and kind of press down on it, and it'll separate all the cloves out. And then I'll show you a little trick to kind of get this peeled.
We have a couple questions. One is, how much salt is enough salt in cups or pieces?
So like our pot is pretty big. Our pot, I think it's like at least 10 or 12 quarts, and I put about a cup in there, cup and a half. But really, I don't measure it. I just do it to taste. So I taste it, and as soon as it tastes like that kind of unpleasant flavor you get when you get a mouthful of seawater, that's what we're going for.
And then, do you add the salt at the beginning or once it's boiled?
It really doesn't matter. Okay, so what we have here is 2 stainless steel mixing bowls. If you have really any like-sized bowls will work for this. It just needs to be the same. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the garlic inside and shake it, and that kind of helps break the skin off of the clove. If you have Tupperware, it's not as efficient, but it'll totally work. You just got to be a little more aggressive when you shake it.
I don't know about all of you watching, but I had never, ever seen this trick until Shane showed it to me. And I can't tell you how many times that garlic and sticky stuff on my fingers, peeling the little skin off, and watch what this happens.
And at home, if somebody has had like a harder day than the other cook, let them do it, because it's really good for taking out like some frustration. So we're just putting the 2 bowls together, and we're just gonna shake it really, really hard for about 15-20 seconds, and that'll break off some of the skins.
I think Betsy needs some of that.
I'm just gonna
You wanna
say,
get a little bit? Yeah.
I have some postponed wishes. It makes me angry.
That was good. That was
All
good.
right,
Yeah.
there we go.
It's like making a cocktail.
We have
Thank you so much, Susan. Awesome.
All right, so it.
Do you need more frustration?
I think it does. You wanna go,
Yeah.
Mark?
Okay.
We had our grand opening virtually. You can think about that. Yeah, for those that don't know us, we're a new winery, and we were supposed to open about a week ago, and so or I guess 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So you can see some of the skins have come off. It just makes it a lot easier to peel. For this recipe, we're going to use 4 cloves. 4 cloves for the pasta, and I think it was 1 clove. Let me check my notes. Yeah, 1 clove for the salad. So the vinaigrette that we're going to make is going to be 1 clove of garlic, and then 4 cloves going in the pasta. So we're going to slice it all and prep it all now. But when we start cooking, and I'll remind everybody, don't use all of it at that point. You want to save some of it for the vinaigrette.
Okay, and are you, I bribed you or Mark to do my garlic for me? Is that how that's gonna?
Yeah, Mark.
He's cleaning it and I can cut it.
Okay, fabulous.
Yeah,
right?
I'll pass it over. So
this is how we do this.
Yeah.
So I just want to let you guys know that we have actually already raised, we've already gone over the 5,000 mark. And that was just from watching this peeling garlic. Yay, which I mean, I don't know about you.
Does everyone have a glass? It's time for a little toast.
Time for a little toast again. I think that is very, very nice work. Thank you. You all saw me take my frustration out over the 100 postponed wishes we have so far. So boy, if we've got to do more of that, I'm going to be ready to celebrate soon. We still have wishes. So I do want to let you guys know that we still have wishes that we're fulfilling. And I'm thinking of great wishes actually that we've done now. So while I watch Chef Shane do this, many of you may know that last year we did an incredible cookbook wish with our wish kiddo, Justin. Justin had had a heart transplant, and his wish was to create a cookbook for his mom of heart healthy recipes. And for any of you that saw that or has Justin's cookbook,
it was incredible.
It's so fun to be in here and think about what that did for him and the kind of cooking that he made, and you know, what he's been able to do with that and what that wish brought him, well beyond just sharing a meal and making incredible things for us. So
we have an amazing wood burning pizza oven outside, and I can imagine some of the kids loving to cook pizzas side by side with Chef Shane.
Absolutely.
That'd be pretty fun.
So hopefully we'll have a few more wishes like that.
Thank you, sir.
This is your turn to do that.
Mark is the official garlic slicer. So on each clove, you got the end that was towards the root. We're going to cut that off because that's not a great flavor, and discard that. And then we're just going to cut this. We've cut garlic a couple times in our quarantine kitchens, and we refer to the scene in Goodfellas where Paul Sorvino is slicing it with a razor blade. You just want to get it as thin as you can. If you have a mandolin and you're comfortable using a mandolin, that's totally a good tool you can use on this, but really just as fine as you can get it. We're not going to chop it anymore. We're going to leave it in just slices.
Right.
And then, like I said, some of this is going to go in our vinaigrette that we're going to make for the salad. Some of it's going to go in the pasta when we start cooking.
And while we're doing that, we have a couple more birthdays. Love to celebrate. Lauren and Kate both have birthdays today. Let's have another toast. Cheers. Some of you are cutting. Cheers. For those of you that are not chopping garlic or thinking about Goodfellas, then you can do that. I will also tell you, I'm thinking of another great wish that we had actually from one of our wish kiddos from Napa, whose wish was to go to Italy. And what a fabulous Italian meal. And I wish that Carson Bacci was here with us enjoying and helping you cook this, chef. So
that would be pretty cool.
Fantastic. He's not too far away. We could probably bring him over for that.
Look forward to it.
Okay. Everybody being safe and not hurting themselves cutting their garlic. Just want to make sure, okay, got a good.
No injuries yet.
Got a couple of thumbs up, which means that they're not bleeding. So that's a good thing.
Still got thumbs, still got thumbs.
All right, and I'm going to look and see who I can see right now. I do want to give a shout out to some good friends of mine. I see Bobby Frere and Steve Jones, who are chefs in their own right, that we call them Tinker's Penny. Thank you guys for being on. Who else do I see here that I know? Tiffany Rowe, who is actually a former Make-A-Wish America National Board member. Hello, Tiffany. Glad you're here. Great to see you guys. I want to say hi to Steve Falk, who's on our North Bay Regional Advisory Council, head of Sonoma Media. Hey, Steve. Glad you're there. I'm going to apologize for people that I can't see as well because I don't have my glasses and I'm being vain. I've seen a few of my colleagues from Make-A-Wish, Ann Muldoon, Dennis Schrag, who I see right now. Okay, so you guys, we've actually gotten up to 6,300 so far, so thank you for that. Let me see, who else do I see on here? We're going so fast. Oh, my friend Denny McFarland, way up in Humboldt County. Hello, Denny. She's a wish granter and our wish coordinator for the North Bay. I see our COO, Lynn Dury, whose husband is also a chef. Lynn, are you doing the garlic or is Chris doing the garlic? Her husband, the chef. Got it. Okay, he's drinking the wine. That's all good. I see Heidi Silber, who is former chair of our Young Professional Advisory Council, and I did see Heather Vega before, who's on our marketing council. I see people waving. Okay, sorry, I can't see as well as I would like to. I see Kara and Nat Binns. Hey guys, and Marty Posey, who's our chairman of our board of directors. Hello, Marty. I actually see my own children, Charlie and Lucy Booth, who I didn't think were going to do it. Guys, the pancetta is in the fridge if you want to chop it. Okay, I left everything else out. So fun. Good to see you. Okay, are we going to go back, Chef?
Yes.
What's next?
Okay, next we're going to prep our pancetta. So this recipe traditionally is going to be guanciale, which is cured pork cheek. Very similar in flavor to the pancetta. It's got a little more fat, but we are making our own guanciale here with our charcuterie program, but it's not quite ready yet. So we did have some pancetta that was ready to go. So we're just going to cut this into what's called lardone. So we're going to slice it, and then we're going to cut across. If you don't have pancetta, it's not super easy to find at a supermarket. Bacon would totally work. And just cut it as close to what we're doing as you can. So we're going to cut this in slices about quarter inch thick. So you should have slices like so. Yeah, there you go. And then after we cut all those, we're going to stack them up and cut across. So we have just little pieces. And this is going to be the base for our sauce. If you're vegetarian, you can absolutely omit this, and it'll still be a delicious sauce. Yeah, there you go. And so now we're going to stack them back up, and we're going to cut across this way, just to get these little pieces.
Little cubes?
Yep.
Okay, got it. Your knives are so much sharper than mine. That's one problem with this pandemic. I can't get my knives sharpened. Although when you saw me, I don't need to get them sharpened with the frustration. Okay. Again, everybody be careful slicing. I don't need to have any hurt fingers on this. You want to have safety, deliciousness.
You're good at this.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Do a little cooking on my
Excellent.
spare time. Okay, I need a little bowl for this. Okay,
absolutely.
this my own little mise en place. Okay.
All right, and
Great.
so the last thing we'll prep for the pasta is going to be our herbs. So we have parsley and oregano. We're just going to pick these and give them just a rough chop. Really, any fresh herbs to an extent would be really good in this. A little basil in there would be great. I've seen people that use rosemary in this sauce. But really, it's about the freshness. Sorry, the bacon. So it was 4 ounces of pancetta. So that's going to be about probably about 4 slices of bacon, depending on the thickness, 4 to 5. If you're using bacon, I would err on the heavy side.
Also, people want to know what your knife of choice is.
Oh man, there's so many. So that's my best one. I let Betsy use my favorite.
Thank you. That is so
I'm
kind.
using a Takeda. The Japanese steel is definitely my favorite. You know, there's some really good German ones out there as well. But I tend to prefer the Japanese steel.
That's nice. Okay.
And so we got like 2 sprigs of each. We're just gonna pick the herbs off of the stem. And it's really, I mean, I don't like to over chop herbs. it'll bruise them up, especially if you don't have super sharp knives. So we're gonna just really quickly after we pick the herbs, just run our knife through it one time. I mean, by the time it cooks in the sauce, it's gonna wilt down. You won't really notice it. These are both pretty soft herbs. So your oregano and your parsley or whatever you're using can kind of just go in one pile, because we're not looking to get like a fine dining, fine mince on this. It's just gonna be pretty rustic. Yeah, sage would be awesome, Rhonda. That's a good call.
Lucy and Charlie, there's sage in the fridge if you're still watching. We got the and rosemary, just in case. Now, we're not putting any salt in here, Chef. Is that because there's so much salt in the pancetta being cured?
Yeah, exactly. So the pancetta has salt, our pasta water has salt, and that's all going to go into the sauce at the end. We'll actually use a little bit of the pasta water in the sauce. It's why restaurants generally have a little leg up on home cooks, because they're cooking 100 orders of pasta a night, and so you get that starch buildup, you get that salt, and that's kind of like the secret ingredient.
And butter.
Yeah, and butter, of course.
Right.
Well, we're not using butter tonight, but yes, in general, yes.
In general, the butter and the salt. Okay. Yep. And Chef, I'm assuming if people are feeling a little thirsty, talking about salt and chopping, that they should be having another glass of the
absolutely.
Can they have a glass of the zin yet, or has it breathed enough, do we think, to
Actually,
do that,
for those of you that don't have any bubbly, you absolutely should be drinking a little zin.
Okay.
But I encourage you to not drink too much, because you need to have a fair amount after the meal, because it's going to taste totally different when you pair it with the menu later on.
Great. I could also make a plug that they make a couple of fabulous rosés too, which we're not drinking here right now, but I would recommend that you try that if in between you're going from bubbly to that. The rosé is fabulous. It's hot here in the kitchen, so it's refreshing. Or sparkling water. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna run our knives just real quickly. We're not trying to chop these super fine. Keep it nice and rough and rustic, and then we'll set this off to the side. You guys have 2 more of these, please?
Yeah, so you said your husband generally does the chopping, but you chop pretty well.
Yeah. My husband Ted is the one who does the what I call the not very fun jobs of he minces the onions, he does the garlic, he does the herbs. But he's sitting in the corner drinking some wine and making sure it tastes okay for everybody. So that's okay.
It's very much a chef mentality, right? You got your sous chef that does all the all the grunt work for you. I feel you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Here, okay.
Country.
Right. Wait, when I use my towel, then what do I do? So you
can just put it right into this. It's like our discard plate. Yep.
Great. I don't have a discard plate at home. I should do that. Anybody have a discard plate at home or a sous chef? Yeah, I would like one of those too.
I got a couple of sous chefs at home. Okay, so now we're gonna cut our salad greens.
Okay.
So the salad we're doing is ensalada tricolore, so it means 3-color salad. The ingredients I asked you to get was arugula, endive, and radicchio. We're kind of improvising because we have
beautiful salad greens. These are beautiful.
Yeah. So Farmer Mikey grew us some really nice mustard greens.
Is Farmer Mikey allowed to make an appearance in here
just
to say,
Mikey?
Look at this. Here's Farmer Mikey, guys. How about a clap for Farmer Mikey? You should see these beautiful, wonderful greens. I cannot wait. With just even a drizzle of that good olive oil would be fabulous. Okay.
Absolutely. So in place of the arugula, we got some mustard greens, we got some butter lettuce, we got some gem lettuce. The mustard greens have some spice, so it'll do the job of the arugula just fine. And then we have our radicchio, which we have washed, and then we have some endive that these are grown in sterile environments, so there's no need to wash these. So we'll talk about how we're going to prep these. The endive first, we're going to cut. There's like the end on the bottom that kind of holds it all together. We're going to cut it pretty low, and then we're just going to pick the leaves into the bowl. And as we get down into it, you're going to see that more of them are starting to stick together. So we're going to make a second cut.
Got it. I think there's a few people that I could thank right now. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so our good friends, Leanne and David Pincus, thank you. The Pastores, Leslie Visball, you rock. Our East Bay Regional Advisory Council, I think almost everybody is on this call right now, so I want to thank you guys for that. The Pseudos, the Ephraims, an anonymous donor Wow, an anonymous donor just gave us a $2,500 gift to match that 10,000. So thank you so much for that. We have a wonderful gift from one of our development committee members, Kirsty Ellis. The Hill Singers, thank you. One of my very best friends in the world, Lori Nash. Thank you, Kara and Nat Binns for that. That's children of our board chair, Marty Cozy. Thank you all for that. Thank you for being with us. This is fun. Is everybody having a good time? Is everybody?
Melanie says we are a Make-A-Wish family. My wish
Yay.
kid and I are cooking, and they're happy to support.
Awesome, Melanie. Type in and tell us what your wish, what the wish was.
We've also raised over $8,000.
Woohoo! Way to go! Love those wish families. And what was the wish? Melanie, can you type that in so we can share with everybody? Please.
Oh, they went to Antarctica in December.
Wow.
Yay! Love that one. Thank you, guys.
Fun.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting a little distracted here, so I'm a little behind in my endive. Okay. All right, are we going all the way down to the endive, or we just,
just
okay,
make
a
that
little less, a
second.
little
Yeah,
bit?
perfect.
Okay, I've done a few. Okay, let's
That's great.
cut those. Great. Okay, here we go. Last ones. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I'm just getting a little. So this is one of my most favorite things too. I just love this stuff. Not allowed to put it in.
Yeah.
Am I really? Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you, people just want to know about the pasta. So can you just tell them wait on the pasta?
Yeah, we're not cooking the pasta yet. We're gonna do the second chunk of this. Will be cooking. We're just doing all our prep right now. Then we're gonna hear from Carrie, and then we're gonna start cooking. The last part of the salad is our radicchio. Like I said, we washed this already, just the outside. We're gonna cut it in half, and then you'll see on the interior you have the core. We're just gonna make a little V cut on that to get rid of that. Throw that in your compost on both sides.
I like radicchio grilled too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Roasted chicory salads are one of my favorite things. Yeah,
and a little sausage over the
Oh,
top.
I like it.
Right?
We have to do a
Like spicy
collaboration
or
dinner.
Yummy. I like yeah, absolutely. It brings it up. And it would taste great with one of yours in. So I see why we're having that tonight.
I like this.
Okay.
So now we're just gonna cut thin strips going across. Doesn't mean to be super thin. You know, just eats a little better if you can get it in 1/4-inch strips.
Now, Chef, question for you on the radicchio, because one of the things I've also had in a tricolore salad are anchovies.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not doing anchovies tonight,
We're
I
not-
see, but
yeah, we're
what's your
doing-
feeling on those?
I love it. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Is totally like a lemon anchovy, garlicky vinaigrette. We're essentially doing the same thing minus the anchovies.
Right. Okay.
Just because there's a good chunk of population that doesn't appreciate
Right.
anchovies.
Right.
But that is one of my favorites. Yeah.
Heidi just wanted to say that this is making her week, and this is a highlight of the last 9 weeks, actually.
Yay! Awesome.
Has it really been 9 weeks?
It has been, I think we counted
Oh my
60
God.
days. So yeah,
wow.
that is
That's
it.
crazy. All right, so we got all
And
our
Heidi,
radicchio.
if you're enjoying this cooking class, every Saturday we do a cooking class here at Bricoleur virtually as well.
And Heidi is the former immediate past chair of our Young Professional Advisory Council. And I have a feeling that we have a whole group of YPAC members that would love to come up here and do something with Bricoleur as a very special thing. So, and we'll just put a plug in while I can. They are actually putting on a virtual trivia night I believe it's next Thursday night, the 21st. So if anybody's interested, go to our website. These are killer, because this is not for the faint of heart trivia. Okay, this is very serious.
You have to be good.
You have to be really, really, really good. But if you're interested, shoot us a note in the chat, and we can also figure out how to get you information about that as well. Okay.
Cool. So we're gonna just throw these in the fridge for later. That's gonna be the last element of plating. Then we're gonna make a quick vinaigrette, and then we're all done with our prep.
Okay, great.
So the garlic that we sliced, we're gonna take about a 1/4 of that, like one of the 5 cloves, so like I guess 20% of that, and put that in the bowl. We're gonna take 1 small shallot. I think this is your job, Mark.
This is your job.
You're the shallot slicer.
Yay.
We're gonna split this in half. If you have them with the peel on, do the same thing. Cut them in half with the peel on. Remove the peel. And then we're just gonna make small slices into the shallot. Like
Lengthwise.
so. Yeah. Exactly.
Not all the way through.
All right. So like so, you see we got like little strips. We're gonna set that up to the side and do the same with the other half. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is gonna be part of the dressing. If you get a bite of shallot in the salad, it's gonna taste good. So not the end of the world if you can't get it perfect. So after we've made those slices, we're gonna go across the other way, kind of as fine as we can.
Note to self, do not put on beef in your mouth when you're cooking because all of a sudden the hair got caught. So I had to take the hair out and change my glove and it's just too much work. So we're not going to do that anymore. Okay. Thank you for doing the chopping for me, Mark.
All right, so we got our
That's
shallots
fantastic.
chopped.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put that in the bowl.
How many of you are actually not doing the salad and just going to gorge on the delicious pasta that came your way in your box?
Chef, is it all 100% for the salad?
Yeah.
Shallot?
Yeah.
Great.
Because we're using the onion in the pasta, so shallot is a little more intense, and so we need a little less of it for this dressing. And again, this is a really simple kind of citronette. There's no vinegar. We're just doing lemon juice. We actually got some beautiful Meyer lemons from our neighbor across the street, Wendy. We're gonna cut them in half.
Okay.
Can you grab me 2 juicers, please?
They want to know about the rosé that you were drinking that you enjoyed.
Oh, so they have two. They have a rosé of Pinot, which is delicious, and then they also have the rosé of Grenache, which goes down awfully quickly. I like them both. They're different, but I would say, you know, what you should do is don't take my word for it. Just get both. Try them and see what you like.
I like that.
Our rosé of Grenache we consider our daytime rosé, and it's screw top. It's flying by the seat of our pants. And the rosé of Pinot Noir we consider our nighttime rosé. It pairs a little bit better with food, and it's a cork. But they're both wonderful, and if you like rosés, you should like them both.
So you're saying we need to get a breakfast rosé then?
That's sounding very dangerous.
Hey, it's quarantine law. Anything goes.
Yeah, exactly. It's 5 o'clock someplace, even if it's not on the West Coast, right? We're doing both lemons for
Yeah,
this?
both
Okay.
lemons are getting juiced
Alrighty.
right into our shallots and garlic.
Fabulous. Okay.
Then we're just going to season this really simply with a little bit of salt and fresh pepper.
And we're going to use the fabulous olive oil from Bricoleur.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
absolutely. Yeah, we have.
Does everybody open theirs? I might have found it was a little challenging to open my bottle of olive oil the other night.
It was very challenging to open a bottle of oil.
There's a whisk.
Whisk for me.
All right, so we're going to
Fantastic.
do a little bit, let's say a heavy pinch, like maybe like half a teaspoon.
Mhm.
And then about 5 turns of pepper. You got a grinder right
All
there.
right, thank you.
And just if you're cooking at home, I highly recommend investing in a pepper grinder. Buying ground pepper is just it could be 6 months old, it could be a year old. This is fresh. The flavor is completely different. So now we're gonna
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are almost at $8,500. So I think that's incredible. Maybe it was that discussion of the rosé. I'm not sure. But you know, go ahead and have another glass if that inspires you to give. That's fantastic too.
Awesome.
But I do want to make sure everybody is cutting gently, and I do think you should be eating your salad. So make sure you're making your salad dressing. Okay, everybody?
So
Okay.
now we're gonna take our olive oil.
Our olive oil?
Like Betsy said, we have 250 trees on property that we make olive oil from each year, and it's delicious, nice grassy flavor.
Okay.
We're just gonna drizzle it in. It's not gonna emulsify. We don't have any egg yolk or anything, so we'll whisk it now. But then when we get closer to making the salad, we'll give it another whisk so it's nice and uniform. And that's it for the dressing. Very, very simple.
Looks incredible.
Yeah, looks good.
Is that all right?
Yep.
Okay.
So at this point, I think we're going to Carrie now. We're going to hear from Carrie Gott, our amazing winemaker, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what we're drinking.
Okay, so now it's time actually to drink. You can drink your Zin now. If you finished your bottle, I'm sorry. Okay. And I think it's a special day for Carrie too. Is that right? So
Yeah.
good news. We have another happy birthday toast to our winemaker,
Birthday.
Carrie Gott. Hey, 29 looks great, man.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I went somewhere with my wife today, and we were starving, and there's no good food in the town we're in. So Vicky went high end, and I got a Big Mac and French fries and a big Coke. So we eating high on the hog here. So very nice to be here. Shane, I think you got to be careful with Betsy next to you. She is really good on camera. Betsy, congratulations to you. Know you love doing this, and obviously you know how to cook, so it's lots of fun. So I'm the winemaker for Bricoleur. I met Mark Hansen and the family several years ago. I started making all the wines in 2017, and the wine we have tonight is the 2017 Zinfandel, right here, bottle open. And you know, I got to tell you a little bit of history. I started making Zinfandel when I was 23 years old. I'm fourth generation in the California wine business. Grew up in wineries, been around vineyards and wineries all my life, have run all kinds of wineries in the past. But the first grape varieties that I ever made was all Zinfandel. And I love this variety, and I really enjoy making it. It is fruity and meaty and wonderful at the same time, ages quickly, but actually has a great aging potential. So it's a fun variety to make. And this is an old vineyard, and I'll show you some photos here in a bit, that we source the grapes from Alexander Vineyard. So Bricoleur, Sarah, am I open for screen share?
Yes, you should be. I think I need to make you a post. Sorry, guys.
Here we go, almost there.
We're flying by the seat of our pants, Carrie.
Yeah, well, I know. So while that gets set up, you know, I've made, oh, here we go. Now where'd they go? Okay. So here are the wines that we make for Bricoleur. On your left is the Sauvignon Blanc, and that comes from the Kick Ranch. I'll show you a map where all the vineyards are. Then Viognier, fun variety to make because we keep very low amount of oak in the wine. The Sauvignon Blanc is mostly stainless steel fermented, so it is much higher in aromatics. Then the Flying by the Seat of Our Pants sparkling wine, it is Méthode Champenoise, which is the method of champagne, which is the wine is after it is turned into wine, and then it turns into sparkling wine once it goes back into bottle, and it sits for years on the yeast that re-ferment it to give it the bubbles. Then there is Betsy's favorite, or Mark's evening rosé, the rosé of Pinot Noir. Then our Pinot Noir, and where everybody is in the kitchen right now, the Pinot Noir vineyards are literally right behind them. There's a Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in the vineyard right there on Star Road in Windsor. Great Pinot Noir vineyard, makes very classy Pinot Noir. Then Flying by the Seat of Our Pants Grenache. The next wine is unoaked Chardonnay, and there really is a popularity of Chardonnay now in the world that doesn't really have any oak aging in it. So all of that wine is fermented in stainless steel barrels and then ages on the yeast and gets a very nice weighty flavor to it. Then the Zinfandel, which we have here, and the wine all the way on the right is the Chardonnay. Next up, and now I gotta find, where is the rest of screen share here? Where'd they go? That's a good one. Well, I can't find the rest of my photos, and they were just here. Well, don't agonize over this. Hold on just a second.
This is why we're all flying by the seat of our pants right now.
Yes, I know. And my board, iPhone, iPad, preview. Where'd all my photos go? Well, that is not working. So let me try one more shot here for you guys. I'm going to stop the screen share and try one more time. Technology. And I just tested this a couple minutes ago.
While Carrie's looking for it, we just wanted to let you guys know that we are over 8,500 for donation, which is great. Wow. We're so close to the 10,000. We could do 2 wishes. Yeah, if we get the 10,000, we could do 2 wishes. So please donate and help support kids in need.
Okay, I'm not going to bore you much longer, but let me just see, because I have some photos for you and information. So our vineyards are in Windsor, where we are right now. And then there's a vineyard in the Fountain Grove area that's called the Kick Ranch, where a future Cabernet comes from, where the Grenache comes from, where the Sauvignon Blanc comes from, and where we grow the Viognier. And the Zinfandel comes from Alexander Valley, which this is the Demostheny Vineyard. I have stunning photos for you to see, and I don't know where they all went. So let's try it just one more time, and then I'll, come on. And what we may want to do, Sarah, is let me struggle with this and drop off. And here we go. So we just saw all the wines. Here are our vineyards. Down there where it says Bricoleur Vineyards is the area just outside the city limits of Windsor, and that's where everybody is in the kitchen. And we grow Pinot Noir and Chardonnay there. To the right is the Kick Ranch, where all the other varieties that I mentioned are grown. A beautiful hillside vineyard in an area called Fountain Grove, and then the Demostheny Vineyard, which is in the Alexander Valley. So that's where the Zinfandel comes from that we're drinking. So there's yours truly. And the intense guy on the right is a great new guy, old family friend that is assistant winemaker. And it's fun because he totally gets the whole production. He likes to cook, comes from a family that cooks. And it's great because I'm taking the knowledge that's in my head and putting it into his head. It's fun to work with somebody like that. He's having a great time, and I love working with him. Tom Pearson is his name. So here is the vineyard where the Zinfandel comes from. Those are old, gnarly Zinfandel vines that, those vines are probably 60 years old. They're on an old rootstock because the variety that's in the top, all the craggly stuff in the top, is actually the variety Zinfandel. And what's in the ground is a rootstock that is not affected by, phylloxera, the root louse that wiped out the vineyards around the vineyard. So this is an old vineyard, makes great wine, as you can see in the Zinfandel. So that's what Zinfandel looks like. At times it's been called Primitivo. There's a lot of different clones of it, which is slightly different style of the grapes, but that's the classic Zinfandel that we turn into the Bricoleur Zinfandel. So one of the things that this time of year that I think is just fascinating, and I've been doing this for the last few weeks for the Quarantine Kitchen, I've been showing what the clusters, the flower clusters look like. So I took that about an hour ago out of the vineyard. I have vines around my house, and that is a what is going to turn into the flower clusters. So you can see it's a couple inches long and it hasn't flowered yet. It's going to flower in the next few days. And what happens, those little round things that are there, they don't turn into the grape. There's another little piece underneath it once it flowers that turns into the grape. So probably next week, if we do the photo again, they will be flowering. They won't look like grapes yet, but that little thing becomes that big thing that is the bunch that we saw. And the sparkling wine that we have is interesting because it is Méthode Champenoise. So the flying by the seat of our pants is Méthode Champenoise, which is the proper way to make champagne, or what we call a sparkling wine here. So the wine is fermented in a tank. The grapes are picked not very sweet. They make very sort of tart white wine. Then you add sugar to that white wine, some yeast. You put it into a bottle and it re-ferments. And when it re-ferments, it puts the bubbles in the wine. And what you see at the bottom of that bottle is dead yeast cells that added the sparkle to the wine. And that is, then we find a very trick way to get that dead yeast cells out of the wine, tilt the bottle upright, slap a label on it, and it becomes our sparkling wine. So let me stop this. So I'm back. So, you know, it's fun making wine with the family. They love the business. Mark's wife, Beth, has old history in the Geyserville area around Italian Swiss colony, the Rossi family. Actually, as a kid, my father worked with Italian Swiss colony running the winery, and he knew all the Rossis. So I have a little bit of history in that, but it's fun to be able to be around Beth and Mark and Sarah, Shane, the whole group. And now it looks like Betsy's going to become one of our weekly chefs also.
We'd like to toast you and happy birthday and everyone else on the line that's a birthday. Congratulations. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
So I will tell you, we're blessed tonight to try two of the wines, the sparkling and the Zinfandel. I highly encourage everyone to try a number of Carrie's other wines. Carrie has been an amazing winemaker. I tease him sometimes that his son, Joel Got Wines, is more famous than he is, but you know, he's been an amazing mentor to us, and I'm sure he's an amazing mentor to Joel. And thank you, Carrie, for being our winemaker.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing tonight, Carrie.
So we're going to get back to cooking here in a minute, but before we do, I just want to say, you know, my wife and I, daughter, are so excited to be partnering with Make-A-Wish. I've been going to Make-A-Wish events for many, many years. A good friend of ours, Billy Harris, used to be involved in the Make-A-Wish on Treasure Island for years, and we went to a number of the events there and a number of other events probably all over the last 15, 20 years. And to be doing this as part of our, you know, opening month here at Bricoleur is just a place near and dear to my heart. And for all of you to give so generously tonight, where we've raised over 2 wishes already, I just want to toast all of you and say thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Great job.
So let's go back to Chef Shane and Betsy to cook us some food.
Awesome. All right, so we're back here on the stove. Our pasta water is boiling. We've got some saute pans that are pretty good size. If you don't have a large enough saute pan, a pot will work, but it needs to be large enough so that all the sauce and the pasta will kind of all fit in here. The recipe for the sauce might be a little heavy for the amount of pasta you have. So when we get to the point where we put the pasta in there, you might take a little bit of sauce out, and you can save that for some scrambled eggs in the morning for breakfast. It would be pretty all right. So the first thing we're gonna do is start cooking our pasta. Like I said earlier, our water is heavily salted, and we're gonna go with both mine and Betsy's And this is gonna cook for about 10 minutes.
Tell us a little bit about your homemade pasta that you made.
Yeah, so me and my sous chef, Evan, have been working the pastaria quite a bit recently. It's really simple. This recipe is only, 2 ingredients. It's semolina flour and water. And we have this, it's basically like a giant Play-Doh machine, right? When you're a kid, it just forces the dough out. And we have a bunch of different dyes that go on, and it's different shapes. This one we're using tonight is Strozzapreti. It's one of my favorites. And it should go really well with the sauce. So
why do you choose the Strozzapreti as opposed to like a linguine or something?
Sure. This recipe would be really good with spaghetti or bucatini. I think bucatini is definitely traditional. I just like the short shape with this. It's just easier to eat. And this is really a pasta that goes with a number of different sauces. It works really good with ragouts. It works well as a baked pasta.
Yep.
And tonight it's going to be really well.
It's going to kind of hold the sauce a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a lot of little grooves in it that'll grip that sauce really well. So we're going to turn our pan to medium heat. So you're this one right here. Yeah, I'll help you out.
Okay. All right. There we
go. And first thing we're going to do is cook our pancetta. So we're going to go with a little bit of olive oil. Say about a tablespoon of olive oil in there. And when this gets nice and hot, we'll go with the pancetta. I want to set a timer for the pasta. It generally takes about 10 minutes. So we're going to set a 9-minute timer because we're going to finish the cooking of the pasta in the sauce if it's where we want it to be when that timer goes off. If it's still a little bit too al dente, we'll let it go for a little bit longer. But we've cooked this one a few times now. 9 minutes should be right about where we want it. So pretty good.
Okay.
So we're gonna, as it heats up, we don't want it to get smoking, but we want it pretty hot. Otherwise, the pancetta is gonna want to stick.
Okay. Do I have enough oil in mine?
Yeah, that's perfect. The pancetta is gonna release some fat as well, so you don't need a whole heck of a lot. You can see mine starting to smoke, so I'm gonna turn mine down. You're almost there. Yeah, we'll wait just a second so we can do it together.
Okay.
Um,
All right. We need to. Okay, we will speak up.
yes.
Now we get to the good part, cooking the pancetta.
Awesome. So the
Are you
pancetta
ready?
is gonna go in the oil.
Do this part.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's great.
Like,
Yeah.
Do that. Am I allowed to use the spoon?
Yeah, you have a spoon.
Okay.
Spoon, you can move it around a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to cook this until it gets nice and crispy, and then we're going to take this pancetta out, and it'll release all that fat and flavor into the pan. We're going to cook our onions and our garlic and our tomato in that fat, and then at the very end, what we'll do is we'll add the pancetta back in.
And is there enough there for me to taste the pancetta and make sure it's okay?
Yeah, there's definitely enough. Yeah.
It's important to make sure things like a bacon-like product is crispy, delicious, and cooked. Okay, so how do you do that shaky thing? Because I'm not good on the shaky thing. So
Keep it down. You
my little
got to get it out, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I get my little towel, and then I'm gonna. Then what am I gonna
So
do?
don't lift it too much because you don't want to lose your heat. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Should have practiced this before we were on the film. I'm noticing that I want to look a little more professional than I'm looking tonight. Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, so we're just looking to get this nice and crispy. You'll see once it
I
starts
don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, the toss?
Yeah, how do we do that? Okay.
It's like a this.
This is a lot of flames. We could have
It could be
we could have
dangerous,
something
yeah.
a little dangerous here. I want people to have some excitement tonight, but probably not that. We're burning down. Hey, these were our friends before I burned down their beautiful face. Okay.
So you can see as it starts to cook, there's a lot more fat in the pan.
Yeah.
That's all the fat from the
Beautiful.
pancetta.
Can we have is there a way to just kind of zero in on this so people can see how yummy and crispy it's looking? And for those of you that need another sip of that gin, just think about this yumminess that's going to be cooked. And if my kids are cooking at home, please turn on the fans and open the windows. Just want to make sure, and don't let the dog have any hot bacon. I just want to make sure. Didn't kind of leave all those instructions before I left.
Every time we cook at home, we have a little terrier, and as soon as the fan goes on, she gets really nervous.
Yeah.
So she knows what's happening.
And we have a big mutt, and he smells bacon, and he is right there, like, bring it down, bring it. So, okay. Still not going to shake that. You're going to teach me that another time.
We'll do that.
The next time we do this, I will have had lessons from Chef Shane, so I'm not taking my life or anybody else's in my hands. Okay.
So you can see we're pretty much there.
We're almost
Yeah,
there.
that
It's a little crispy.
Yeah, you're getting really close.
Get that in the oil so it's heating up there. Okay. Good. Smells fabulous.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty much
We're
there.
good? Okay.
Yeah. So we got a couple big spoons
Okay. Big
on the
spoons.
way.
All right, I'm gonna turn. I don't have to turn this off. Did I just turn it off? Or
Yeah. There you go.
Crank it
Perfect.
up. Okay.
So if you want to just scoop that out and then
Scoop
put
that
it in your little dish you have right
Okay.
there.
Now, how come you guys use how come you use these little towels as opposed to like I use a pot holder? Do you burn your hands? What's the burning your hands? It's just that you just always have them around.
Yeah, it's just there's always a stack of
It
them in the
looks good,
kitchen.
right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
kind of look like you know what you're doing, and I. You can wash them. Okay. Okay.
All right, so we got our pancetta out.
Okay, got the pancetta out.
Now we're gonna go with our onions that we sliced earlier.
Got it. Yeah.
So we're gonna put our onions right in that oil.
Oh, that nice butter. Oh, you know what? I turned my thing off. I need to turn
Yeah,
it
we'll
back
turn
on.
it back on.
Okay.
It doesn't. Your heat doesn't need to be super high. We're talking like a.
We're just getting caramelized these a little bit.
Yeah, just a quick saute.
Quick
It's not
saute.
even saute. Not even caramelized.
Are we doing any salt on the onions?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, you were one step ahead of me.
okay. Just want to make sure.
So a little pinch of salt on here is going to help these onions break down a little faster. What that does is it brings the water that's inside the onions out.
Yep.
Um,
I'm gonna get that
And
in
it
there,
just-
so I got a couple of little crunchy bits.
Oh, that's fine.
Gonna be
Totally
beautiful
fine, yeah.
in there, huh? All right. Can't do the flip once again.
Good. All right, so we're gonna go with we have a little bit of chili flakes, red pepper flakes. I got half a teaspoon. Really, just kind of do that to your taste. It doesn't need to be super spicy. Just a little bit of heat will be really nice with the zin. And you can see the onions are gonna start turning like a translucent color pretty quick here.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're gonna go ahead and do our garlic in the pan now as well.
Alrighty. Yeah.
So that should be about 4 cloves left. And at this point, it's going to get pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, it smells so good. How's everybody smell at home? Does it smell good? Give me a couple of smell good. Everybody? Yeah. Okay. I'm talking about the garlic now, not the wine. Okay.
They both smell good.
Oh boy, it all smells amazing. Okay.
So we don't need these caramelized. We're just trying to take the crunch off of them.
Okay.
We're about there. So now we're going to add our tomato puree. And this is a 128-ounce can of San Marzanos that we blended up.
Okay. Or people could have smushed them with their hands.
Yep, or
with the
smashed by hand.
Okay, great. I love having a sous chef. Are you coming back with me? Great. Okay, now are we adding more salt when we?
Jealous. He wants to take over.
He's happy he doesn't have to slice all the time. He's like, no thanks. Yeah, when we put out the tomato, it's sugary. So we're adding more salt, or what's your plan?
We're going to
here?
wait. We'll taste it at the end because the water is so heavily salted.
Salty, and
We're
we've
gonna-
got the salt from the pancetta.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. So we're going to add some of that water in this sauce.
All right.
We can go ahead and put our pancetta back in now that we
Okay.
got the tomato, so we can kind of
Great.
season up that sauce a little
Now
bit.
there's a little yummy right there.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have some good bread.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
that, with a sip of that zin alongside.
Good
So
call.
for those of you at home, make sure you've got that.
We
Eat
have
that.
one question. How long should we saute the onions before adding the tomatoes?
It was about maybe 3 minutes. You just want it so that they're not super crunchy, right? Like it should. A little texture is good. Like you can see, they're not super caramelized or melted down, but just so they don't have that raw flavor. I think about a good 3-4 minutes.
And then Linda says, is that 9 minutes for the pasta? JP says 10 minutes total.
Yeah, I got 1 minute 20 seconds left on my timer.
What should people do if their 10 minutes is already?
Then just go ahead and pull your pasta out. If you have a basket, great. If not, drain it in a colander, but try and
Save
like,
some of the water. though.
save some of the water. Yeah, like spoon out a couple of spoonfuls of the water because we're gonna add that in.
Someone wants to know, when does the parsley and oregano go in?
At the very end, we'll put that in there.
And we're still cooking. Remember, we're still stirring the sauce too. For those of you who are seeing it kind of bubbling up, right, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's gonna be pretty much right on time with the pasta. We got 40 seconds left, so
Perfect.
I'm gonna go ahead and taste one of these pieces of pasta to make sure we're good.
Okay. So at home, if we were having something like a fettuccine, people would do that. Throw it against the kitchen cabinet.
Exactly.
Right. Some of us, I have children. How's that?
We're right there. It's good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and shut our timer off. It's got a little crunch to it, but we're gonna cook it in this sauce a little bit.
So question, Chef, you said you wanted people to take a little of the sauce out before you add the pasta?
Yeah, so we have a little bigger batch here, so I would recommend taking out like maybe like a quarter of it.
Not us.
Not us.
Oh,
Yeah,
not us.
no,
Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna.
We just had.
But take some out now, folks, and put it in a little bowl. Save it for tomorrow morning to pour over your scrambled eggs.
Yep, absolutely.
I'd maybe cook a little bit more bacon tomorrow morning because that's me. But we'll make sure we're also saving some of that water.
Yeah, that water is
and
got.
tell us why we're doing that.
So that has the pasta cooks in here and it releases some of its starch, right? It's just flour and water, so it acts as a thickener. And so when that water goes into your sauce is going to thicken up a little bit. It's got that salinity from the salt that's in there. Really just kind of finishes your sauce. Yeah.
It's going to kind of help it stick on our noodles too.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. That's fantastic.
So we can put our herbs in here now.
Okay. And those of you at home who are like me and do not know how to shake and flip, do not shake and
Yeah,
flip.
just a spoon is totally fine. A spatula,
Okay.
spoon.
Great. Alrighty. So good.
Yeah, like this last minute or so, it's pretty much there.
Now, Chef, if some of us who are, pork product fans wanted to add a little bit more, is that doable without ruining the recipe?
No, that would be absolutely
okay, just
great.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you could put, if you had some, slow cooked pork shoulder, would be great in there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's
Bobby wants to know what type of salt are you using in the water?
We use kosher salt. I used to work at a restaurant where we do this a Trapanese sea salt, but for ease of what you can find in the grocery store, kosher salt's totally fine. So I think we're there. Now what we can do is, if you have your spoon over there still, we can
do I turn the sauce?
Yeah, go ahead and turn it off.
Did I turn it off right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
And you can just get a little bit of that sauce on your spoon. Taste it. And that's like the most important thing is tasting your food. Otherwise you have no idea. It's hard. It's so hard. I think mine's pretty good. I don't
Mine
think
is fabulous.
So I'm not going to add any more salt. We're putting
No,
some.
I think I've got plenty with the wine. And the only thing I would say is tomorrow morning, I would like a little dish, either on a scrambled egg, or if I even have like some bread or something like that, I'd like to warm that up. I'd add a little bit. I keep some bacon fat always in my kitchen.
Oh, man.
A little bit of that. I would grill whatever leftover bread I have, pour that over with a little of your fabulous olive oil from here. And that's just joy right there.
Can I get some of that curbside if I drive down the
Yes, you
tomorrow?
can.
All right, cool.
You can totally socially distance, and I will leave it out unless the dog.
Man,
Okay.
all right, cool, deal. So at this point, I think we're gonna watch a video, correct?
Yeah, in fact, well, we have one question. We want to add chili flakes. What do you think?
Yeah, we actually put about a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes in there. If you got Calabrian chili, if you got a little jalapeno, this is a dish that really goes well with some chili.
And then, if Betsy wants to.
Sure. Let me. So we have this. We're going to give you one more video as you all finish up and plate your dishes because we're going to have. I know there's a photo competition. I'm just going to say a couple of things now because I want us to really enjoy the rest of the evening and this fabulous food together. I'm going to introduce in a minute our wonderful Wish Kid Imani's video. And she has years ago had a wish and has been doing this great Heroes for Hope campaign for us. We have her wish actually featured on our website, and she has a quick fundraising page. So if you want to fundraise for that, we can put it out in the chat for that website. The other thing I want to do is just say thank you. I am so glad you all are here. This has been so fun. I want to thank all the Bricoleur gang. You can't even see all these fabulous people, but they're wearing our great Make-A-Wish pins tonight. This has been so fun to have all of you here too. It gets a little lonely. Sometimes weekends feel like weeknights, so I'm glad we're all together. The other thing I would say is if you want to leave a message of hope for some of our Wish kids that are waiting, go to our website, check us out, www.sf.wish.org. There's more information on that, or shoot us a note. We are so glad you're here, Mark. Thank you guys again. And Sarah, Chef Shane, all of our friends here. You guys are awesome. Carrie and his birthday. This has been awesome. Let's watch Imani, and then I think we've got more fun before the night ends. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
From 2001.
Okay.
When I was 17 years old, I was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor and told that I had 6 months to live. They told my parents, she's going to be dead in a couple of days. You need to make plans. My wish when I found out that I was dying was to meet my favorite singer-songwriter, Sarah McLachlan. The Make-A-Wish Foundation flew me, all expenses paid, and with my best friend to Vancouver, Canada, where I got to go snowboarding with Sarah. I met her family, and she even let me play her piano. The Make-A-Wish Foundation provided me with hope and joy in one of the most dark times in my life. You know, what they do is they provide light in the dark. For me, having my wish come true, I felt like the world was full of possibility that I didn't know was out there. I realized that there was more kindness and generosity in this world than I had imagined. And you know what, that gave me something to fight for. And I'm grateful to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for that. I was diagnosed with a brainstem glioma on April 19th, 2000. So this past April 19th was 20 years of survival for me. And it was a day of celebration and joy. And I wanted to do all of these special things during the month of April, but the global pandemic had different plans for me and for all of us in terms of what we could and could not do and the possibilities out there. But one of the things I knew I wanted to do and that I could do right here from my home was give back and say thanks and show gratitude for all the people who helped fight for my life and all the people who gave me hope in this dark time. And so I decided to be a wish hero in the month of April, and I fundraised for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So far, raised a little over $3,000 for the foundation. And it's all just to say thank you. And it's all so very important because during this time of global crisis, cancer does not take a break. Life-threatening diseases don't just leave kids alone because there's a virus out there. They're still facing these challenges, and there's still a lot of darkness out there that needs to be fought. And the Make-A-Wish Foundation is brave enough to fight it even during these times. So I want to thank all the donors who give to the Make-A-Wish Foundation because you gave me hope, and you continue to give kids all over this country hope in some of their darkest times. So I want to say thank you to you, and thank you to the foundation for all that you do in making my beautiful life possible. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.
Pretty inspiring, huh, Chef?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it really is. We back yet?
No. Where is it?
Almost.
I can't.
There you go. We don't need to show that shot. Okay.
All right, we're back.
That
was
so,
really
that was
inspiring, yeah.
inspiring. We should probably have her soundtrack in the background. A little Sarah McLachlan just goes a long way.
And Imani is.
She's on with us, right?
Yeah.
And Imani's cooking along.
Hi,
How about a big, okay, quick toast to Imani. Woohoo! Way to go. Thank you. Look at this.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. I'm not going to lift up my thing while we're doing it. Okay.
All right, so we're pretty much at the end of this. We're just going to pull our greens back out that we prepped earlier. We got our dressing. We're going to season our lettuce with a little bit of kosher salt, say about half a teaspoon. A little bit of fresh cracked pepper as well. We're just going to whisk this vinaigrette one more time, just so that oil and lemon juice are nice and even. And just pour this over our greens. And you can use tongs or spoons or whatever you got. We got gloves on, so we're just gonna go dirty with it here. Toss it through, nice and gentle. Some of these lettuces are pretty fragile, so you don't wanna crush it up.
Oh, these lettuces are just so beautiful. Yummy. Look at that. How pretty that is. Love that.
All right, so on one of our plates, we're gonna do a little portion of this salad.
Okay. Am I putting it here? Yes? Miss
Yeah,
Vicky?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, good. All right, and I need to make it, I need my friend, my Tinker's Penny friends who are tuning in right now to do the styling of my plate for me.
And I'm getting word that Imani has linked her fundraiser page into the chat. So if you're on chat,
Oh, awesome.
check that out.
Great.
Thank you, Imani.
Thank you, Monty.
Okay. We're gonna just season this or finish garnishing our salad. Okay. A little bit of our pecorino. We're using pecorino romano. Just a little bit. We have like 2 or 3 ounces total. We're just doing a little bit for the salad, and we're gonna save the rest for the pasta. So we're gonna bring our other plate over.
Okay.
And then we're going to grab our pot or pan of pasta. We'll bring that over here.
Oh, that's heavy. Okay. Okay. And can I put that here? It's a little
Yeah,
hot.
totally.
Okay. It's not going to melt anything.
We'll find out.
Okay. Well, fun with Make-A-Wish. We're burning down the house. Okay. All of a sudden, we're switching to the talking heads as we do this.
We should have had that plan all night.
Wow. Well, no, not if I'm here.
Yeah,
That could have been
good point.
dangerous.
It's the chef's kitchen, so you have to treat it with respect.
That's true. I love it. Okay.
All right,
That's
so
marvelous.
Plate up,
Okay. Plate that up.
a little bit, and then we're going to go with, again, some more of that pecorino.
A little bit more pecorino.
And then any pasta I cook, I always like to finish it with a really nice extra virgin olive oil. You have a bottle of it right there. This is our estate.
This is our estate, right?
Yep,
This is
that's the one. A lot of you guys have this at home. You really can't put too much. Yeah.
Yummy.
Got
Look
a
at that.
tablespoon or
Beautiful
tablespoon and a
right
half.
there. Okay.
And
that looks so good.
there you go.
There we go.
The
How beautiful is this?
yeah, that looks good.
All right. Buon appetito. Fabulous. Thank you.
Wow.
So I want to let you guys know, before we talk about anything else, because I know there's a photo competition going on and you want to eat this and I want you to eat it, that you tonight have helped us raise $13,000. So I know we've been toasting a lot because it's a fun night and it's Friday, but let me give another toast to all of you who have so generously done this, or supporting Imani's, or both. Thank you. This is unbelievable. And I want to thank you guys again from Bricoleur. This is so great. It's one of my, I got to tell you, one of the funner Friday nights I've had at the shelter in place. Bandana or not, this is awesome. So thanks to you guys. Thanks for making wishes. Yes, why don't we do, so one last thing. I do want to I want to make sure, you want to end it with that? Yeah. We'll have one last video to give you an idea if you're having fun tonight and you've filled up your tummy and you've had enjoyed the bottle of wine, then I want you to do a video later. But let's.
We also wanted to let you guys know that we're gonna do a photo challenge. If you guys want to post photos of tonight, we're gonna do 3 types of photos, and the best one in each category will receive a prize. And we'll also chat this in the chat box, but if you can post a photo showing off your best Make-A-Wish gear or stars that we all have that we're wearing, and tag Make-A-Wish Foundation. And then if you want to do a video including a short inspirational toast, and tag Make-A-Wish, and then a beauty shot of your delicious meal or wine, and tag Make-A-Wish and Bricoleur. And when you tag us, both of us, you submit yourself into the challenge and you can win some wine from Bricoleur.
And if you make a $50 gift, you will be receiving this absolutely beautiful corkscrew that I believe will say Make-A-Wish on it to open that bottle of wine from Bricoleur. And I just want to put another plug in. I don't know about you guys, maybe I get carried away. Here's to you. Oops. But I also joined the wine club here because I got carried away in the rosé, but I also love these people and I love what they're doing to help us for so many years supporting our Wish Kids. And now to do this, I cannot wait till we come here and have our Wishes on the Vine event. But in the meantime, buon appetito, enjoy your dinner, and let's take a lot of great pictures. And I might say one of my friends from Tinker's Penny is probably disqualified because they do beautiful shots already. I'll buy a bottle of wine anyway. Let's let others win. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Awesome.
Should we have some people show their dishes?
Oh yeah, yeah, sure, shoot. Yeah. You want to show just you? It's up to you. So how many people stayed on? Can you tell?
What's up, future wish kids? I can only imagine how many of your wishes have been canceled or postponed.
Now, I know your wish is taking longer than expected.
It has been so heartbreaking having to put so many of your wishes on hold. But from one wish kid to another, I promise you that your wish is worth the wait.
I'm so sorry to hear that all of your wishes got put on hold, but I promise you it is so worth the wait. You're going to have the trip of a lifetime.
Everyone at Make-A-Wish loves granting wishes and hearing about amazing wish kid stories, so we're so sad to have to postpone so many wishes.
But I just want to remind you, it is not being canceled. It is just being saved for later, when it is safer and better for you and your family to enjoy that awesome wish that you picked.
From our family to yours, we're thinking about you, we're praying for you, wishing you nothing but the best.
Best wishes to all of you. My heart really goes out to you Make-A-Wishers that have had to change your plans.
And those wishes will be granted soon. Please know we think of you each and every day. We love you. We're here to support you.
I know it's a rough time and it's hard right now, but I wish you guys the best. I wish you guys to stay safe.
I just hope everybody stays strong during this trying time, and that all of these wishes will eventually come true for the kids.
You guys are the true examples of bravery, and you guys are honestly way stronger than this roadblock seems to be. Yeah, exactly.
Hang in there. You've got this, and we've got your back.
Never lose hope and keep on wishing.
And we'll get right back to granting your wishes real soon.
Until then, keep a smile on your face and game on.
An amazing video. Just like
World Wish Day to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Today they're celebrating 40 years of granting wishes.
I'd like to just wrap up by anyone that's left on. We would love for you to come up and visit us once the stay-at-home in place is ended, and come to the beautiful Russian River Valley. You can have a food wine pairing. You can come and have a picnic on the property. It's a lot of fresh air, outdoor beauty of Sonoma County, enjoying yourself. So once again, Betsy,
Mark,
the Make-A-Wish team,
Sarah.
everyone on the line, everyone that cooked, thank you very much for an amazing
guys.
evening, and we look forward to seeing you soon in the future.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Thank you so much.
Love it. Thanks, guys.